Hey, I'm EJ Stewart from New Generation Media. In this podcast segment of the Imperial Broadcast, co-hosts Kendall and Shamari Stewart discuss new gameplay footage and rumored downloadable characters for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Here's what they had to say.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is coming out in a few weeks. So it won't be that much longer, and we'll be on this podcast talking about the game. So basically, the news that we got for you guys is there's more gameplay coming out. There's more news about the game in general. And we've got some leaks for the DLC characters as well. So when it comes to the gameplay that was released there's gameplay for Kylo Ren, as well as gameplay for Yoda, as well as there being gameplay for Leia and Lando and some of the other characters that were in the previous game. But I think of course the gameplay that everyone is kind of excited about more so is gameplay with regards to Yoda and Kylo Ren, because they're brand new characters. So Kendall, you saw this gameplay. What was your opinion on it?
I mean, it's just amazing because, the last game was a very, very good game. It was a flawed game, but it was a game that had tremendous graphics, and especially the heroes versus villains game mode, or the heroes gameplay, which was featured in the video that I saw this week. That entire part of the first game I thought was very well done, but it needed work in the sense that you needed more characters from other eras in the Star Wars universe. And once you expanded that game mode and the game in general, you added the campaign. Obviously, it was a flawed game because it was limited, but this gameplay that I saw this week has shown that you have characters now like Yoda and Kylo Ren. You bring back obviously the regulars like Darth Vader and Luke.
Right.
You throw in Darth Maul, you throw in Rey, and all these different characters from both the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and then obviously the original trilogy characters are back. And it's just adding on a game that was already fun, and a game that was already... the graphics look incredible. I think they've even improved on them. I was talking to you earlier, Shamari, about how there's a shot in the gameplay trailer of Darth Vader where they're on, I believe, Jakku, and obviously there's a lot of sand, dirt around, and the back of Darth Vader's helmet has and he's walking like a sandstorm, and the back of Darth Vader's helmet and his cape has dirt on it and sand, and it's the attention to detail to decide to put that there just shows that this game they did not waste time in making this game. They did not put a lack of effort into making this game. So I give DICE and EA a whole lot of credit, because this game looks like it's going to be very, very good.
I basically agree. This game looks like it's going to be a massive hit. It looks like they've improved upon the previous game, which I thought was great. I agree. I thoroughly enjoyed the first Star Wars Battlefront. I was disappointed because I thought it was lacking in content. But in terms of did I have fun with the game? Absolutely. I love this game. So if anyone was like, "Oh, what do you think of Battlefront?" I'm just going to talk about how great it was. But this game looks like it's just adding it, just basically just taking it to another level. Yoda looks like he's going to be fun to play with. Kylo Ren looks like he's going to be a lot of fun to play with. All the gameplay that I've seen so far, and even having played the beta, it's really fun. The game itself is just extremely, extremely fun. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. It's like Kylo Ren's going to get some force powers. Kylo Ren looks a little... I'm not going to say overpowered yet, but some of his powers, he's just pulling guys from like 10 feet away. And I'm just like, no one else has any powers that are... or any force powers that are lethal from that far away, except possibly the Emperor, maybe, with his lightning. But even that, I'm just like, I don't know. In the last game, his lightning was only short range, so I don't know. But yeah, and he could freeze a bunch of guys if they're standing in front of him. He could just freeze them so they can't do anything. I'm just like, that's a bit much, So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But the characters themselves in Kylo Ren and Yoda, they all look very fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. We've also got some DLC leaks. So these leaks are coming from Reddit, so take it with a big grain of salt. However, the person leaking this information has been right in the past. They leaked all the characters that are in the original hero roster as well, and they've been correct in all their leaks so far. So take from that what you will. But the DLC leaks, they basically leak all the heroes and all the villains, or basically just 10 heroes and 10 people in total. We don't know if this is going to be all the DLC that are coming out, but this is at least what he knows that they're working on. So basically, on the hero side, we have Anakin, Obi-Wan, Padme, Jyn Erso, and Finn. Finn, we already knew was going to be in the game, of course. But of course, you had to have Anakin, you had to have Obi-Wan. Padme's a nice touch. Who's the other one? Is that Anakin, Obi-Wan, Padme, Finn, and Jyn. And Jyn was in the last game, so I'm not too excited about that, as you could expect. And on the villain side, we have Grievous, Dooku, Jango Fett, Captain Phasma, and Orson Krennic. So Krennic was in the last game as well, and we knew Phasma was going to be in this game. So those aren't huge surprises. But I think it's really cool that we're getting Grievous and Dooku. I did not expect Dooku to be in this game. I didn't know how much DLC we were going to get, since all of it was going to be free. But I do think it's really cool that we're getting Dooku. And I kind of expect Jango Fett to be another Boba Fett. But but we'll see how that goes. But Keno, what do you think about all this?
I feel like it's good that they obviously put a focus on the prequels as DLC. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that they didn't add too many prequel characters to the original roster, but obviously that was with the intent that the DLC would be focused on these characters. So,
right.
like you said, having Anakin and Obi-Wan, that's going to be fun. Having, you said Grievous is going to be on this game?
Yeah,
Grievous and Dooku.
Yeah.
Another interesting pair to have on this game. Hopefully they have some Last Jedi characters. We're going to have Last Jedi Rey, I believe, right? DLC?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, because I know we have Last Jedi Kylo Ren, and I believe we're getting Last Jedi Rey. But those aren't specific characters. Those are just kind of costumes.
Yeah, like skins. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder whether or not we're gonna get any Last Jedi characters, i.e., Snoke. But
yep.
But this should be interesting. The more characters, the better the game is.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I wonder about that too. Because like you were saying, are we gonna get any new trilogy characters, any Last Jedi characters? Are we gonna get any Luke Skywalker, an older Luke Skywalker, possibly?
Yes, that's another one.
Even older Luke, older Han, possibly. Also, I guess. There's a couple of people you could add. A few people in the new trilogy.
Poe
Dameron. So there's definitely some people. But yeah, this game looks like it's gonna be phenomenal. So especially for all the people that like the original Battlefront 2, which centered around the prequels. People love that game. So I think people are gonna have a lot of fun with this one as well.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this podcast segment, be sure to check out all of our shows on the New Generation Podcast Network on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher.